But then you help digitally transform pretty much the live marketing field.
Exactly, yeah.
You add a completely new layer of information that has previously not been there. You know, usually before you had a couple of interns, you're counting people.
Yeah, it was often it was kind of, it was a nice event actually, yeah. So it was beautiful.
Everybody was feeling well.
Exactly. So
lots of champagne at the end.
And we tried, yeah.
Yes. How many? We don't know. Who was there? We don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It's sort of
but it was good.
This kind of, exactly. The field of data collecting at the event is quite, you start quite from scratch, if you're honest, you know, because most of the time, like in history,
it has not been done before.
It has not been done before that much, you know. Or? Yeah, because it has. Yeah, I think I would say, really like data collecting at an event.
Hardly ever.
It doesn't really happen that much.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, so for us, I wanted that kind of all the agencies use it because they get a better understanding about really what happened, and sometimes you get also wrong demands from the client, which are probably not even possible to execute.
And how easy do they jump on that? How easy do they, I know, you come with a tool, you directly tell them this is what you get, this is what we will do, or another example, right? You tell them really what's the big achievement when you measure their new goals or when you go through it, like what is...
Maybe I mean I can only talk for the field I'm working in. So if an agency actually has got an activation or an event to start, they usually you talk to your client and make kind of an onboarding call. What kind of the expectations are, and then from there you start actually, and of course it's a steady improvement also about getting to know each other better. Afterwards, also analyze the data together and do kind of an up and forward thinking process about how you want to improve for the next time.
But so it's iterations, right?
Yeah,
it's not like you go for the big throw right away.
I think for agency, from the agency point of view, I think this is important that it's not kind of the client tells you how he wants to have it. It's more of a kind of an interaction.
It's like consulting, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it starts because he gets improvements as well, which he didn't have before. Probably he can see that, oh, okay, at this time probably it's not worth to do kind of an activity like we did together, and so on and on, or like even probably it has been the wrong place to start, and if the weather is bad, whatever. So yeah, it's many different. Yeah, it's many different, and it makes it from an agency point of view, it makes it easier for the manager or for the consultant to have a stable, let's say, the same height talk with his client. I'm thinking before, but I think what I think it's important for me when I do an event, that and if I get a clear result out of it, data-driven, I think it can help to increase also the standing of this kind of our branch in a way, because it often has been just very emotional, the result talk about it afterwards. And if it's more data driven, you can actually start and get a deeper dive into really what quality is about this event or what should be improved, and actually also kind of point it out better what you did actually, how the performance was, and don't have to explain it by just words, I would say, or like emotions and memories.
Absolutely, I think it's all about the goals. That's the most important thing, that company, they have to have goals, and usually they so often do just something and it's their feeling and they made it for 20 years and it's great and it's fine, but they don't have goals, and it's hard to find the right goals. And once they had them or they defined them, then you may start to measure. I think that's the most important thing. The awareness for performance starts with goals. Yeah, first of all, you have to know why you want to do something. Doesn't matter if it's a sponsorship or an event, an activity. You have to know why, and then if you have the why, you may find the reasons you want to track or you want to measure. And then you will find the criteria and so on. Then you will go deep into the topic.
Yeah, the data, the measurement is just usually the catalyst, right? You need a goal where you're going, and you need sort of the status quo. And then with the status quo, you can say, hey, in order to get to where the goal, to where we want to go, there's a gap to bridge. And that gap needs to bridge in usually many kind of ways. First of all, of course, is technology, right? If you can't measure it, how are you going to improve it? That's the first thing you need, so the data inflow. But what kind of data you need sort of depends on, again, the goal. So the very first thing is usually a sort of a data strategy or a measurement strategy. That is derived from the overall, let's say, company strategy or event strategy, everything that sort of supports that.
There are many companies they measure, but often the measurement is not connected with their goals. So, for example, everybody has the media value, and that's great. They may tell you how much awareness they have, but probably their goal isn't awareness because they have already enough awareness. So, tools and goals have to match, and that's the most important part. And often it's not rocket science what we guys are doing. We just have to explain to the companies from our outside perspective probably what they could change or what they really should measure to reach their goals.
When I look back 5-10 years ago, was there any interaction with us at the conference? Yes, a piece of paper that we were handed on the way out. Please fill this out. It's like 17 questions. You're like, oh, no, I'm not doing that, and you throw it away. And now with more of the digital touch points that you theoretically have, and the sort of the data points that you already have for those visitors and exhibitors, and combining them and pretty much figuring out when do I approach what person with what message, sort of this personalized approach of getting feedback, qualitative and quantitative, and then turning that back into a better experience for the next one. But also within the conference itself, like you said, heat maps, right? Like that as well. Yeah.
Exactly, for that reason we use a tool called Visitor Journey, and also not rocket science, but we just try to show our clients the way of their clients. Very simple, but it's all about target groups and their wishes.